Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Block Sauce, the web show that serves up a variety of games from the Web3 space. I'm your host, Arena T Ambassador Jinkirin, and today we've got a super special guest lined up for you. Actually, we've got two, so grab your controller, crack open a Mountain Dew, and prepare to get your game on. Let's go. Hey there, sauce enthusiasts. It's time to bring the heat with another electrifying episode of the Block Sauce. I'm thrilled to introduce our special guest. We have Ivory, who is the CEO, and Slick, the director of blockchain. How are you guys doing today?
Pretty good. Can't complain. Happy to be here. We appreciate your invitation. We're humbled to be in the interview. Let's get going.
How about yourself,
100%.
Slick?
Yeah, 100%. Thanks for the opportunity.
So those that are not familiar with these two fellows over here, they're actually from Symbiote Creatives, and they're working on a game called FuseWars. So I looked over the Twitter. I see sci-fi MMORPG. I love sci-fi. Tell me more.
All right, man. So FuseWars is crafted to blend exhilarating gameplay and cutting-edge Web3 technology. Our goal is to create something that is an sci-fi action shooter. But more importantly, we want it to be fast. We want it to be adrenaline rushing. We want it to be quick. We want you to jump in and jump out. We don't want you taking too much time to start building your weaponry, to start getting your guardian ready to go. We want you to go in and have some fun and start being a lethal killer. There's team for sure. There's a strategy in working with the team, but you could also be lethal by yourself if you know what you're doing.
This sounds awesome. So I guess the next question is, what brought you guys to Web3? Like, where'd you start and how'd you get here situation?
Yeah, absolutely. So 21 years in computer animation for me, started back right when I was 21 years old, actually. And
dating yourself a little there.
I am. And haven't stopped since, man. Been in computer animation, jumped into game design around 2009. That's going on, that's a little over 10 years, actually. So date myself there as well. And worked on some projects like Man of Steel, worked on military simulations for University of Florida. Love the military. I was in the military as well. So was able to build on top of that experience. Got into Web3 because I had a story to tell. I've been telling stories for a long time. Wanted to tell the Colossus story. That was the ultimate goal for me. That story, it quickly is about two species. One is a prime, one is a dragon. One is dominant, one is a slave. Conflict starts because of one girl, one female dragon that questions everything about life. And when that conflict starts, we look at war happening. Fuse Guardians are in between that war. They train Veritas to be a weapon to assassinate the council members that control this planet. And it's a good story. I want to tell it. Still want to tell it in a single player campaign. But for right now, we're looking at a PvP multiplayer only with the Fuse Guardians.
Sounds awesome. Slick, so what's your background?
Yeah, 20 plus years in networking, data centers, infrastructure. And so how that segues to Web3. I had a friend 20 years ago who was mining Bitcoin with CPUs and video cards, and I thought he was silly doing it. The joke's on me now, right?
I've been doing the same thing. I worked at a data center.
Man.
Same guy.
Joke's on me. So I'm sure he's doing really well right now. Hey, Doug, if you're out there, miss you, buddy. But yeah, I haven't seen him in 18 years. So anyway, but so full circle. I had I kind of stayed out of it for a while. I just thought it was fake money. A buddy of mine got me into adopt, Theta, which is an ERC20 Deviant or Ethereum clone. They were doing some pretty cool stuff with, kind of like decentralized infrastructure, which was pretty exciting. Coming from a networking background, I was very enthralled by that. Through that process, I had the absolute pleasure of meeting Ivory and some other members of the team. We even did some theta hackathons together, winning first and second, third place over the years. And I think it was just kismet that you know, our paths would be in alignment. And it's funny, I just remember because I think when I was like 12, I started doing like Doom WAD map editing and thinking, man, it'd be so cool to one day make a journey, a job out of video game development. And who'd think, you know, 30 years later, here I am. So it's just a pleasure to be on this journey with everyone here. So thank you.
Same here. I was playing Metal Gear Solid at age 10, Madden at age 11, probably even younger than that. And I kept saying I want to make a game, but I never thought I'd get to this point. And now I'm here. So it is exciting. It is very exciting.
I mean, our backgrounds are just, it's kind of crazy because I actually used to work at a data center myself. I actually did 6 years in the Army. So
Nice.
which branch for you?
Army, 13 Bravo.
25 Bravo.
Our auxiliary. There you go, brother.
Oh, man. All right. So I know what the people want. They want to see the gameplay. Where's the gameplay? You guys have trailers all over the Twitter. We have 6 minutes of exclusive actual in-game footage. So we're going to go ahead and switch over to that. And this time it'll hopefully work. So let's get this going. There we go. So we'll go ahead and start it up.
There we go. All right. So we're looking at the Symbiote Fuse Guardian. He's a custom in our market. He has a custom Leviathan armor. And this particular player, I think, is going to be looking for the MV1. That would be the Maelstrom Vanguard 1 shotgun, because it works very well with the Leviathan armor. That armor also protects him pretty good as well, especially when he wants to swing. He has currently the SMG. I don't think he's doing well with it. I think the SMG does not work well with his armor, so he has to quickly figure out a way to get the right weapon so that he don't kill himself.
So
he's doing well though.
Yeah, so essentially you're setting up a class system, but the classes aren't like Battlefield where I can only use weapons available to that class. I can use whatever I can pick up or grab. It's just not as effective.
Correct.
Now he has the
droid. We want to give the player the option to do what they want, but there are consequences to those choices. And so right now he's using his droid, not doing too bad with it, but I still think he'll be most lethal with the MV1. And so he'll probably be looking for that weapon pretty soon. There he goes there. Now with the Leviathan armor, he could use the droid from the hip. I think he's going to try it right now. Yeah, there we go. Yep. So he can shoot from the hip instead of zooming in. So that's a benefit, but he's still limited.
So I do see
control point.
Yeah, I was about to say, I see A, B, and C at the top, and then obviously a couple of numbers. So is this a typical like capture the point and rack up a score type of situation?
Yep, typical that. We're in the Gridiron Complex is the name of the map. We designed these maps based off of particular stories that I love. Prometheus, Aliens, Halo. I love these types of lore, so I designed maps off of that. And Prometheus is like my favorite. There's the MV1. He's getting some energy. You don't actually see your health, which is very important. We don't show you your health. Yeah, we don't show it to you. Sometimes we might change that, but right now we want to make it as challenging as possible. You got to feel when you know you've been getting beat up, and you got to make a move. So he's gonna get his control point, and then let's see how he does with the MV1.
Oh,
well, it's looking pretty good. Now what happens is, because he has the MV1, his reload's gonna speed up. So see, his suit is speeding up. He's able to get faster in what he does because it works well with that particular Leviathan armor.
That is interesting. The movement actually looks pretty smooth as well right now. I mean, obviously this is an early look, so I'm sure you guys are going to keep iterating and improving on that.
Yes, sir. Early build. But look at the MV1.
Ooh,
he's doing well. Yeah, he got his butt beat. He was doing well. So he's going to come back in. I think he's going to try this again. But yeah, his suit definitely works well with that MV1. He's able to reload quickly. He's able to move as fast as possible and do everything he needs to do. Yes, he's going back to it again.
Oh man, so this is actually looking really crisp. I like what I'm seeing so far. when do you think that it will see like a public release? Like maybe not necessarily like public, anybody can jump in, but like holders or closed testing. When can the gamers start jumping in?
Yeah, so we already have a beta closed testing where gamers have jumped in.
Oh,
Yeah, they're jumped in already, but we're looking at a public release in the summer, public release, and I'm hoping to get a massive amount of game testers. One of the things that we want to do is we want to collect data. We just switched now to the Theta Fuse Guardian. This Guardian was specific to the Theta community. Give them some love. This Guardian will actually get rewarded Theta token airdrops if they're able to win the tournament, which is pretty cool. Anyway, getting back to your question, we actually want to collect as much data as possible from our community. As you can see, his close quarters combat is very good. His close quarters combat is very good, much better than the Leviathan symbiote that was on just a few minutes ago. He's also doing well with the shotgun though as well.
So many?
Go ahead.
How many different classes and/or weapons do you guys currently have?
Currently, we have 7 weapons in the game that is free for you to use, but we have 40 weapons that are going to be available on the marketplace through the Dragon Prime, meaning that the Dragon Prime character is a weapons dealer. So he will sell you those weapons. Now, those weapons are modular, meaning that they can swap in and out elements of the weapon to create a different result. And when they do that, they basically create a new type of weapon. Now, they will sell that weapon to the community. Now, when they do that, the AI that's on our Syndicate X marketplace will recommend what weapon works well with what armor, what helmet, because helmets begin to change as well. And then you get to, have that business model approach that we're looking for. We're looking for a sustainable revenue within our model of this video game.
So is this definitely looks more like an arena shooter from everything I've seen, but the Twitter has it labeled as an MMORPG. Is there more elements coming?
Yes. It shouldn't label it. The Twitter shouldn't label it as an RPG though. Let me see here. Yeah, Cyberfi, play and earn, third-person shooter. Yeah. So I don't know what Twitter we're talking about. Yeah,
maybe I was looking at the wrong one.
Yeah, no, it's okay. It's all right. So yeah, no, there are more elements coming.
Okay.
One single player will be coming towards the end of the year. That is going to be the story of Veritas, the female character that's going to be at war. In this multiplayer, we're looking at modes hardpoint, free for all. Excuse me, I got a brain fart. Control point, which is this one. Deathmatch. And then we have another mode that we don't have a name for it yet, but it is one boss that attacks both teams. He's called the Sentinel Prime. He's going to be attacking both teams at the same time, and he's going to be a beast to destroy. So that'll be coming very soon.
Well, let me pull Slick into this conversation. Tell me what you guys are doing on the back end. Like, where does the blockchain play into a game like this?
Yeah, good question. So, it's funny. We've been developing this component of it now for, I guess since the first ThetaCon. Yeah, so that was actually just over we're at about 13 months now. And I think in the beginning we over-engineered it a little bit, right? Because this was new. Yeah. And then we've realized, actually it's, I always like to use the old, what's the old metaphor? The old saying, it was like NASA spent $6 billion to develop a pen that could write in outer space. And well, the Russians, they just used a pencil, right? So it's like, so we're not going to use a pencil, but we're definitely going to, we're leaning towards that, right? Because there's no point in overcomplicating it, right? And so, and it's very easy to overcomplicate in Web3. So, what we've done is from an infrastructure perspective. So and that's cool that you have some data center background. So, what we're doing now is from an infrastructure perspective is while we are thinking of adopting cloud for maybe Europe and Asia Pac. We actually have bare metal. That's not a. You can see people walking in the background. We're in a real data center. This is actually one of the sites where we have some bare metal servers. we like to call it cloud math. All of a sudden you spend up a $100 virtual machine in Amazon. The next thing you know, you have a $1,000 bill at the end of the month because you wanted to have a 8-player game, right? It doesn't make any sense. So, so we run our own infrastructure, and that allows us to have a really finite control on getting those metrics back right from the server environments, pulled right back. There's fancy terminology that people use, like off-chain and all this stuff. We're not going to use any of that fancy lingo, but that's what it is, right? So we're able to analyze the logs, collect that data. If people are want to file a case, they can. If someone's cheating, but the nice thing is we are using the latest and greatest on Real, anti-cheat, all that stuff. Because what you're getting here in here is a play to earn system, right? So there's no some of the biggest concerns right out the gate were like, well, what if somebody runs a modified client, or what if somebody decides they want to host their own server? Well, those aren't going to work in the latter events, right? So we're going to host all the infrastructure ourselves, and people will be able to earn a play by playing on our servers.
So you do have centralized servers though for the game itself.
For the game itself, for the multiplayer, for the and I don't want to get ahead of myself. Should we? Are we going to talk about the seasons? Is that on the agenda?
Oh, seasons?
Yeah, we're talking about it. We're talking about
okay, I won't jump. I won't steal that thunder. But for seasons, yes. And it's no different. I'll save that conversation. We'll save that for in a minute here. But yes. Now, actually, are we also going to talk about? Sorry, it's funny. You guys were saying we've had like 3 conversations, and now I'm thinking, have we talked about this yet? Because there is also the single player campaign, right? And then I don't know if I'm going to get ahead of myself, Ivory. So cut me off if I am. But we've also talked about the persistent universe at some point. So down the road, so that is where the more decentralized infrastructure can come in. But this play to earn concept, we're gonna manage that infrastructure because we have to, right? I mean, you have to mitigate the cheating that people are inevitably going to do in any space like this.
Okay, hang on. He mentioned something that really just tickled my fancy, essentially. Persistent universe. Tell me more about that, please. I know there's other topics, but I want to know more about that.
This is already a year out. Can I talk about the subchain stuff, Ivory? Or is that
yes,
all
sir.
Right now? Okay. So look, because here's the thing, we have to keep some things under wraps because if we share stuff too early, it's going to spread hopium. It's going to spread, and also we don't want to just give our ideas out to the world. We'd rather
exactly.
We took this philosophy where you see all these other projects out there, and a lot of what these projects do is they say, hey, come invest in us, and then we might develop something, right? So what we've done is we've turned this the other direction, which is like we've developed in-house, we've released it, and then say, hey, come check out our project. And once we've switched to that model, it's been far more welcomed, than this kind of like spreading hopium. So that being said, here comes the most exciting part about the persistent universe. What we're looking to do is leverage a subchain on a network. Maybe we won't mention that right now.
Right.
But if you go back and rewind this clip, it won't be hard to decipher. And what you'll be able to do is, if you want to be let's say a part of the decentralized infrastructure, you'll be able to equip yourself with an NFT. Once you stake that NFT, and let's call it a planetary NFT. And you'd mentioned earlier before this call, Colossus, right? And I maybe we'll share more about that. But that is also one of the planets.
Right.
And so if you wanted to be, let's say, one of the 5 ambassadors of Colossus, then you can get one of those 5 NFTs. And when you get that NFT, what it does is it allows you to actually spin up a game server node at your environment. Now, the thing is, certain metrics have to be hit. So if you're running it on your, Starlink at home, you're not going to really earn anything, and you probably will just be deregistered most of the time because you have to hit certain metrics because quality of service is a big part of the planetary server environment. And basically what happens is that you become part of this centralized, decentralized infrastructure that's all managed by a subchain. The NFT gives you that empowerment. And through that NFT, we've even discussed things like you can have some means of governance over the planet. Maybe it's taxes, maybe it's defense systems, so on and so forth. But again, we're still at the very, very, very early stages of this. So I don't want us to defer talking about that. Whereas, we've got so much to talk to about what we've already developed.
Yeah. I just heard persistent universe and I was thinking, wait, PlanetSide 2? Because, this sounds like a whole new level of that. So we're not going to dive too deep into it. So you did mention there was something else. Seasons. Thank you.
Seasons. Yeah, we could talk about that. That's for sure. So our model is, we want to copy and mimic successful industries, successful companies. One of the most successful industries on the planet is the sports industry. The NFL, the NHL, the NBA, they know what to do to bring success to their community of people that purchase their tickets, and that's seasons. You need to have balance in Web3. Web3 is overly scaled in one direction, and if I'm being honest, the direction is usually greed. Usually it's a greed direction. So we're trying to make sure that is not what we want to bring. We want to bring a seasonal business model to our community. And within that season, they get to come in and earn based off of their NFT, what they've done as far as in the community. And they could jump in and start playing in that season. Now, when that season's over, earning stops. Everything stops. You can continue to play the game if you want for free, but the earning module, actually everything stops at that point because we want to bring balance. One, it creates a few things. It allows us to collect data when the season is over. We get to see the mistakes we've made. We get to see what did not work and what did work. Two, we get to constantly develop because community support allows us to develop more. This is one of the reasons why we're building on frameworks. We build on the Lyra Unreal Engine framework. And the reason why is because we don't want to be stuck and static with one type of game. We want that game to evolve with the community. It can't evolve if we're static. And our frameworks, they build with the community. So that next season, now we've improved. The game is improved. We got the data that showed what did work, what didn't work. And now the community could jump in. They're prepared, just like if it was the NFL. Everybody get excited about their team. They're prepared. They're ready to go. They want to get their Fuse Guardian. They want to get their helmets on. They want to jump in and have fun. And that's what we're working on. That's what we're ready for. Because, again, we got to bring balance to the community, bring balance to the token, and that creates longevity, and it creates value. So that's our goal.
So I'm not a dev, and please don't take this the wrong way, but we've seen Web3 gamers tearing apart Lyra-based projects because most people are just sticking with the base template and running with it.
Right.
I couldn't tell, again, I'm not a dev and I'm not going to pretend to be a know-it-all. I couldn't tell you guys were using Lyra. So how much have you modified from that template to get where you are today?
Oh man, it's crazy. But let's talk about it, because one of the most important things is Epic designed Unreal Tournament back in 2001. Okay, again, I'm telling my age, and that is the blueprint of all blueprints. Okay, within this space, to this day, you're going to still see Unreal Engine in video games today. Okay, that is the blueprint of all. When they decided to build Lyra, for me, it was like they're building Unreal Tournament all over again. They're getting ready to show their hand and be like, hey guys, we got a development toolkit for you to build a framework on. So that is a base framework, Lyra. Okay, we have since created 10 frameworks on top of it. Now those frameworks include recoil system. It includes the AI skill tree. The AI skill tree are designed for gameplay ability systems based off of the weapon you hold, based off of the armor you wear, and based off of the situation that you're in. If the situation changes, those AIs change with it because that skill tree is based off of that. So these are things that we have implemented into Lyra. People that tear down Lyra, I always say this: everybody's entitled to an opinion. I got no problem with it, but it is foolish and completely stupid that I'm going to start from scratch when the greatest team in America is Epic, and they're telling me, because we're partners with Epic, by the way, they're telling me you would be foolish not to use our blueprint, and they're absolutely correct. So I got no problem with people's opinion. I have no issue with that. You don't like the game, that's totally fine. There's games I don't like. But from a development standpoint, this has helped me with consistency. It's helped me with support. There's an Unreal Engine support people that use Lyra that works for Unreal, and guess what? They help me for free. They're not charging. You know why? Because I'm using Lyra. That's why. So there's a support, there's scalability, and the best part about it, security. You know, one of the things people don't understand in development is when you develop a game in today's time, you're developing mobile, right? Everybody's is all over the world. I'm in North Carolina. A lot of my devs are in India, Berlin, or some parts of the US, okay? Back in 2000, everybody built a game inside of an office. We were all together. So it made sense why they would do it the way they did. There's a security measure there. When you build mobile, you have a security risk. One of the greatest parts about Lyra is that when I hire someone, I don't have to give them my game. I can tell them, hey, guess what? Download the Lyra, design what you're telling me that you can design inside of Lyra. When I see it and I know it's correct, then I'll give you my game. That's a security risk that I don't have to deal with. Lyra is awesome. So from a development standpoint, it has saved me funds. It has kept my team is 10 devs. That's it. And we're able to develop all over the world at a fast pace, trying to keep up with Web3 because of the best company in the world that, by the way, Disney just gave $1.5 billion to, the best company in the world. So we can argue all day, but I'm taking it like that. So, you know.
I'm not going to lie. I was one of the ones who started hounding on people because every single person building on Lyra, every game trailer was looking the same. It was a problem in my head. But I recently had an interview with the developer, and they were like, it's because you're seeing the earliest versions of these games. As long as they keep iterating and building upon it, the final products are going to be different. And I was like, that's a great point. I, as a content creator, love to set up templates for myself, and every video is still different, but they build on templates. So there's actually a point to be had there, and people need to kind of let up and give these Lyra games time to build. Because like I said, I saw this trailer just watching it with you guys. I wouldn't have even thought it was Lyra until you mentioned it. So
yeah, we're proud of it. Yeah, I mean, we're proud of it. And at the end of the day, you know, we don't run from a debate on how to develop a game because we know how to develop. We've been doing it. But keep in mind, let's talk about the other end of the spectrum. Web3 brings in scams. That's true. People can download Lyra and create scams. That is a fact. So I would tell anyone, you have to do your due diligence. Okay. It's not about the game. It's about the team. If you can't access the team, if you can't talk to the team, then you should be concerned about your investment. So even though Lyra is incredible for developers, Epic allowed it to be for whoever wanted to learn. And so you do have scams in every industry, but Web3 is the biggest right now. So if I saw a Lyra project and I saw very little work being put into it, I would be concerned. And if the team is out there saying, hey, this is what we did and we're moving forward, well, then I would continue to support them. But if you don't, people who do scary things don't want to talk to you. They don't want to be involved with you because at the end of the day, they know they don't have a real product that they're making. So that's just another side of it.
That is well said, 100%. I do want to kick it back to Slick, just because I don't usually have a blockchain dev on the show. We usually get CEOs and marketers. So what have been the hurdles of getting Web3 technology integrated with Unreal? Like, have you come across anything crazy that you had to like really work on, hammer away at, tons of research involved, or has it been a pretty smooth process?
I mean, I hope you're not jinxing our project, because it's been pretty smooth so far, knock on wood.
Yeah.
But we built the marketplace, syndex.com. It's fully integrated right now. So when you go to the marketplace, you can link your MetaMask wallet. We're going to be adding Web Connect here pretty soon. For our Thetans out there, you can link your Theta drop. We've got a couple other projects coming online where you'll be able to link your immutable passport. We've got some other ones that I can't mention yet. But so what'll happen? So remember back to the pencil analogy.
Mm-hmm.
When we first started out, it was like, hey, let's integrate all this Web3. I mean, we're talking to a point where like you're in the game and you can like pop up your your VR screen, and then friggin' like MetaMask pops up in the game, and it's like that is like the biggest nightmare in the world, right?
Yeah.
So we went back to saying, oh, wait a minute, no, we can really simplify this. Let's just have them link everything at Syndicate X, and once everything's linked up, your character lines in. So when you'll notice, if you get a chance to go there, you can download the game launcher. When you go to log in, you're going to actually log in with the same username and password that you created at the Syndicate X marketplace. And then once from there, if you have the VROAs, then you can actually download the game and forthcoming games that we have on the on the docket. So it's so far, knock on wood. It's in summary, it's been. I think the biggest commodity is time, and the thing with Web3 is you got to do it once, do it right. So, but otherwise, pretty straightforward so far, knock on wood.
I'd like to believe in the do it once, do it right mentality, but here it feels like iteration. It seems like nobody, the biggest projects in the space can't even seem to get it right on the first time. So I'm actually impressed to hear that you've had no issues. I don't want you guys to spill the trade secrets or anything, so we're not going to dive too much into that because other people got to figure it out themselves for now.
For sure.
But you said, what was that website for your marketplace? Syndex?
SYNDX.com.
SYNDX. Okay, I tried.
D as in dog. Yeah. SYNDX.com.
SYNDE.
No. SYNDX. SYNDX.
Yep.
I was adding an E. I was trying to pull up this marketplace. Ooh, this website looks smooth. Okay,
that's what we spent the last month developing.
Yeah.
When can I start buying stuff? Or is there going to be a
now?
How's that? Already?
No, you can start now. Yeah. If you go to Explore, there are a certain amount of NFTs that are available for the token. This is for airdrop tokens coming into your wallet, because we're going to be launching our token for earning. And if anyone wanted to get a head start and they wanted a certain amount of tokens, you could buy the Dragon that gives you 10,000 tokens. You could buy the Prime, the Consortium, the Alliance, the Council, and the Syndicate. You'll see those lined up. Those are available for sale. Those are the only NFTs that are available for sale at the moment. And pretty soon we will be doing more drops in the future. Like Slick said, we want to do drops after the project is completed. So we're not going to release anything that doesn't have a project attached to it unless we're notifying you that this particular project is an art project for whatever reason.
So it looks like it's using the Theta token.
Yep.
Which I was about to say I'm only slightly familiar with it. So I actually used to stream on Theta TV back when they were Sliver. When they went Theta, unfortunately, they went with like some closed access approval system, and I couldn't get on there anymore. But there was something recently with the migration regarding T-Fuel on Theta, like the streaming platform. Okay. Is that something that was like network wide, or is that something specific to their platform? Can I use the Theta I earned from Theta, or?
Yeah, I can speak to that, I guess. So what happened was Theta TV, they shut it down. They actually repurposed it, is what they've done. So they've converted it from a kind of multi-tenanted streamer. But because, I think what was happening was they were seeing a lot of these. I mean, you got to give it to Theta. They were kind of really a far ahead on a lot of things. Like now there's Bolt, and there's like 20 other ones out there now. And I think they probably just saw that if they continued to run that, it was an OpEx race to the bottom. It was probably costing them more to run it than it was to provide it. So, well, what you can do is that if you were ever once a streamer on there, I believe you can reach out to their support, and they'll send you to a website, and then you'll like fill out some stuff, and then you'll get your key. And then if there was any T fuel in there, you'll have access to it. But I mean, if you want, I guess after this call, I mean, we could probably do something where we can virtually drop an NFT into your into your account there. Just let us know what user account you set up, and you can go and play the game and stuff like that. So, but right now, if you want to get one, there's a couple sites. I mean, I guess Theta Drop might make the most sense if you wanted to actually go buy a VROA, but we're targeting in a little over a month here to have our exchange online. So you'll be able to just come to our site, and you'll be able to pick one up right from the exchange.
Also, some of these NFTs will be on the Immutable platform as well. So that's going to be exciting.
So if I buy one of these NFTs right now, does it just get me access to the beta? Like, do I link something in Discord? How does that work?
Yeah, so the closed beta is available in Discord. Having said that, you would have access to the game. You wouldn't have to go through the Discord if you purchase one on our. Well, it's only a VROA, correct, Slick?
It's only a VROA. Yeah.
So if you have a VROA labeled NFT, you would be able to download the game launcher and play the game. But it would be a closed network, so you wouldn't be able to play with other people. The reason why we did that is because we're still testing, and so we don't want no one just jumping in. We want to actually control everything until we are ready to let everyone just jump in and have fun. But if you wanted to play with other people, you got to come into the Discord. We'll set you up, and then you can play with gamers all over the world. So yeah, that's how it works right now.
So I'm seeing like little symbols on the on some of the NFTs. Are they like factions, or like what? Explain the NFTs a bit to me.
Utility.
Utility. So VROAs, we're talking about visual representation of accomplishments. That is the term. The term is built for these NFTs to be attached to your Guardian or your character, because there are other characters other than Guardians in FuseWars. When the NFT is attached to that, as you play your game, data gets collected. We're able to collect what you've achieved throughout the game. When that data is collected, it is then minted on your NFT, in-game mint. So those icons you see on there would be levels of achievements based off of your gameplay. Okay, so now a gamer has control over the value of their NFT. If they want to bring more value to that NFT, the better they are, the more clout their NFT is going to present to their audience. This is what they've accomplished.
That's actually kind of neat. So I also see that because you got the characters, which I'm assuming those are actual playable characters. Yeah. But I also see like foundries. Is that kind of going back to what you were talking about with the planets and being able to buy things for control and stuff like that? Or are those also separate? Or do you not want to talk about it yet?
We're going to plead the fifth. Plead the fifth on that. Yeah, plead the fifth.
So what you're telling me is buy it and hope for the best.
Kind of thing. Gotta trust us on that one,
Oh,
we're
man.
Plead the fifth.
No, this, like the art and everything, the gameplay I've seen so far, this all looks amazing. How long has it taken you guys to get to this point?
Great question, man. Great question. So the story has been in development for 10 years because it's been something of a passion of mine. The game has been, I would say right now, going on 2.5 years. 2.5 years. And we're in a position right now that we feel comfortable to say this year will be the year FuseWars will get into everyone's hands, and we get to see, what the results are. So it's been a minute. It's been a struggle up and down. We develop in the bear market. We're not here just for the bull. A lot of people ask me questions about, the market being oversaturated with shooters. Why would your shooter be better than anybody else's? It's because of my team. We've been here a long time. We're going to be here for a long time. I respect and actually think of some shooters that are going to be incredible. Like Shrapnel, for example, I have a lot of love and respect for that game, and I think that team is amazing. But a lot of games are going to drop off. A lot of games are not going to continue down this path because the Web3 space is brutal. It's brutal, and the choices you make financially will change the game overnight. You know what I'm saying? So my team and I have been battle tested. We know what to do. We know how to make this work. We have a very good community. The community is expanding like weekly. It's expanding, and we're excited about those guys. The community knows who we are. They know they can get in touch with us, and they develop with us. So we're here for the long run. FuseWars is going to be a name for years to come, and whatever other projects we work on, and that's going to be our strength, the longevity. We're going to be here. People are like, oh, they still here.
Well, a lot of people don't understand. It's not just a Web3 thing that's brutal. I mean, it's just gaming in general. I mean, look what's going on right now with the community in Call of Duty, for example. You got the CDL, all the esports, well, not all of them, but there's a specific esports team currently filing a lawsuit because Activision essentially has a monopoly on the esports scene over there. Exactly. And even outside of that, look at the community sentiment towards Call of Duty over the years. People are tearing that game apart every time they try to do something. And it's because they don't listen to the community. That's where Web3 is starting to excel, is they are listening to player feedback. They're building with the players. Absolutely. And we have an opportunity to actually communicate directly with these teams here. I can't go to Bobby Kotick at the top of Activision and be like, hey man, your game needs this. No, I don't get that. But I'm talking to the CEO of Symbiote Creatives right here, right now, and telling him, hey, your game looks dope. I want to get in and try it. Right. So
it's a change. It's a change of the guard. It's a change of the guard. Times are changing. And for us, it's not solely about gaming as well. It's about integrating a robust business model into Web3. Because, see, businesses are changing as well, not just gaming. And when games have made billions of dollars, we already know this. But let's look at what's happening now. You're looking at influencers, creators, YouTubers, streamers. They have a business model, and Web3 gaming can enhance those models. It can make them flourish, and that's getting ready to happen. So we want to be a part of that. We want to build a sustainable revenue for years to come within our ecosystem. And the best way to do that is consistency, robust, fun, but also being patient and having balance. Don't go for the greed, go for the balance. Give our community what they want, don't burn them out, and give them an opportunity to enjoy it again down the road. So that's how we're working on it.
So what I'm getting from this is you guys understand the Web3 audience. You know people want to make money. You know there's a financial incentive in this space. but you're trying to balance that and make sure that you're building something gamers will also enjoy. You're trying to leverage both sides of the coin, right?
Absolutely. And it's a hard thing. Don't get me wrong. It's not going to be easy. Gamers are quick to judge you. You know what I'm saying? They're quick. Oh, this is bullshit. You know, they're quick to do that. And it's all good. It's all good. The key is to stay in the space. It's really the key. Communication, stay in the space, and listen to them to a point. Let them see that you respect their opinion. You respect where they're coming from. And if you can actually make the development change, you make it. And if you do that, it'll work out. It's just going to be a long road. And Web3 is going to help because everybody needs money. I don't care how much a gamer complains, you need money. And at some point, money will be, when you can have fun making money, that changes everything. That changes everything. I don't care what you do. You're not going to want to go to work. You want to have fun. You want to enjoy this process. So we want to be a part of that. And we're going to bring that to the community for sure.
So I'll tell you right now, I'm a gamer first. I've been playing games long before I got into Web3. I've told people time and time again, I'm not here to make money. I'm here to find new games and see how people leverage the technology. And you already mentioned Shrapnel, so I'll bring them up again. When I saw their first trailer, I was already dogging on them. I was like, dude, the motion blur is bad. The person you have shooting isn't hitting a thing. Like he's aiming into outer space. Like I was tearing them up. But I won an operator for free through one of their giveaways. It was a public giveaway. I didn't get any special treatment. And I jumped into the playtest last week, and I was like, okay, I'm a believer. I'm now a devout Shrapnel supporter. Like I had to get my hands on the game, and from there, I was like, it's not perfect. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Like it's not perfect. But I went and gave them my feedback, and they were like, yeah, we're already working on this. I'm like, bet. So now I'm looking forward to the next one. So now I'm looking forward to doing the same for you guys. Cause again, I love sci-fi, and that's again where Shrapnel got me. Like I played Call of Duty for many years because it was the shooter, played Battlefield.
Me too.
But I am a big sci-fi person. But I jump into Halo and it doesn't scratch the itch. It's not the same.
No. Well, it's it's the atmosphere. And that's what I loved about Halo and what I didn't like about Halo. The Halo gameplay was great, but the atmosphere, I felt like I was a cartoon. And I was like, man, I don't feel this. I don't feel the adrenaline. I feel like I'm playing with children. You know what I mean? And some people, I mean, obviously Halo is a huge success. Some people love Halo. They didn't have no problem with it. For me though, I wanted something that was more Metal Gear Solid feel or The Last of Us feel. Like those atmospheres I love. And so I was like, you know what? I got to do this myself. I got to create something myself that has this atmosphere, get the music. I want the music bumping. And so, yeah, I'm a huge fan of Halo, but I could not feel that adrenaline because the color scheme, it works for some people. Okay, this is an opinion. It's not no bash on Halo. Yeah, but for me, I would like an atmosphere that's Prometheus, that kind of scares me a little bit, kind of got me on my feet. And then all I got is my gun and I got to start shooting. So that's what I'm hoping for, you know?
Oh man, this sounds great. I got to do what I can to get into this game. So I will definitely be talking to you guys after this, and we'll figure it out. But that being said, is there anything else that we left off that you might want to touch on or explain or throw out there real quick? Mints, any in-person events, upcoming potential tournaments? I don't know what you guys got cooking. So
yeah, we got too much cooking, to be honest with you. Let's just.
Everybody does. Let's be honest.
Yeah, too much cooking. So let's just leave it at this. FuseWars will be released in the summer for public, for everyone to play for free. Tournaments, you will need an NFT. We will be doing a drop on our own marketplace. Immutable will be involved in that. We are partnered with Immutable last week. Very excited about that partnership. The Syndex runs on the Google Cloud server. We are partners with Google as well. We're very proud of that. These partnerships have been huge for us. The Theta, that's also our partnership. Very proud. So these are people that are backing us to perform, and we're going to perform. Just be on the lookout for FuseWars. Follow us on Twitter. Jump in the Discord. Get some knowledge. Critique us. Bash us. Let us know what we do wrong, and we'll come back at you. Just so you know, my team of dogs, so they ain't going to take it lightly. They going to come back, okay? So you better know what you're talking about.
Constructive criticism, guys.
Yeah,
constructive.
Yeah, right.
You tell them their game's dog water, they're going to tell you why you're wrong. I like that. It's also impressive that you guys are leveraging Theta, because I don't think I've heard of a single game yet that I'm aware of that is building on Theta. So I'm kind of I'm actually kind of excited to get back into the Theta ecosystem and learn a bit more about what's going on over there, because I thought they were kind of fading with the wind. But if games are building on them, something's got to be going on, because nobody's building on chains that aren't doing something. So
yeah, you're right. Absolutely.
How about you, Slick? You got anything else that we may have left out or need to touch on?
No, actually, I think you just hit it. You guys hit it on the head. I mean, I was going to say, you should come back, because the Theta community is, I'd say, is strong, if not stronger than ever. So let's get you back in and get you in that Discord, and yeah, you'll see it's alive and hopping.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to it. So you guys heard it here. Public beta coming this summer. Keep an eye out on it. Syndex, SYNDX.com. If you are interested in looking at their marketplace, checking out their assets, getting involved early. And then I know I'm going to definitely be jumping in the Discord. I'm assuming the link is on your guys' Twitter.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Boom. Sir. And if you are not familiar with what their Twitter is, let me grab that for you real quick, because apparently I went and lost my tab. I think it's
FuseWars.
Okay,
at FuseWars.
Just FuseWars.
Yep, just FuseWars. Very easy.
At FuseWars, FUSE Wars.
Yep, you got
Done.
All one word.
So,
yep.
All right. Well, that's going to be a wrap for us, ladies and gentlemen. This was a fantastic episode. We got a lot of alpha, exclusive gameplay. This is probably one of our most filled episodes in a way. So, but before we say farewell, I just want to say thank you again to Ivory and Slick for joining us. I appreciate it. I know you guys took some time out of your week to join us, and this was a long time scheduled. Really glad that we were able to get you on today. So, but of course, we can't do it without all of our amazing viewers and supporters. Your engagement and passion fuel our drive to bring you the hottest topics and thought-provoking conversations week after week. Remember, sauce never stops flowing. Stay connected with us on social media. Make sure you follow FuseWars as well, and share your thoughts, suggest future games, and maybe some Web3 topics that you might want us to tackle. That's going to be it for us today, sauce enthusiasts. Join us next time for another thrilling episode of the Block Sauce, where we'll keep the gaming flame alive and the discussion sizzling. Stay saucy and keep gaming in the exciting realm of Web3. Have a good one.
Peace.